a motivational session on Be Your Own Hero by Miss Shweta Rana ma'am. Shweta Rana ma'am is an alumni in DG Rupal College in IHM Mumbai. She did her MBA in HR and IES Institute of Management Mumbai. She had worked as a training and development in charge at Rizvi Institute of Hotel Management. She was also a member of faculty at Kohinoor Institute of Hotel Management. Ma'am has also has an experience in Pan India of conducting training programs and motivational lectures. She is a social activist and uh, associated with women empowerment and child rights in interior of India. Currently, she is an content creator and anchor of shows on NN Live, a Facebook and YouTube channel, creating content in positivity. So, ma'am, I request you to share your words of wisdom.
Thank you so much, Richa, for giving me this chance. Okay. And now that you said words of wisdom, I think you've put a lot of pressure on my very heavy shoulders, because wisdom and me never got along. Okay. I would like to begin with the fact that unless and until you're not going to be young and stupid, you're never going to be old and wise. So I am very, very happy to have been young and stupid, and I still believe myself to be young because I'm only 40 years young. So yes, have it in you that unless and until you're not going to be young and stupid, you're never going to be old and wise. So now that you've told me that I have to give words of wisdom, how I wish, my friends and my family would have joined in and listened to the fact that I'm going to be speaking of words of wisdom today. So first and foremost, thank you, Richa, for giving me such a lovely, warm welcome.
Thank you so
And
much, ma'am. Anytime.
and I am so happy to be speaking to girls today because I seriously and sincerely believe in women empowerment. And now that I'm seeing young girls in front of me, I have been warned from home to not say anything that would scandalize people. But yes, I'm still going to go ahead and do that because as I start speaking, you will realize that it was all about the scandals that I created in my own life that have made me my own hero. And I would like to thank Deepika, I would like to thank Vidya for giving me this opportunity to come here and speak about being your own hero. So let me begin it. It has not been easy, first and foremost, to be your own hero. Because to be your own hero, you have to love yourself the most. You have to look within. And to love yourself isn't easy. Because what we are groomed since early childhood is to baante chalo pyar, give your love away to a lot of people, but don't give love to yourself. And unfortunately, this ends up becoming our mindsets over a period of time. So what I would like to begin with is I would like to begin with my childhood. You know, I grew up in a typical upper middle class Maharashtrian family, and I grew up with and I was the youngest at home. So घर का सबसे लाडला बच्चा, and I was my father's apple of my father's eye. And I often like to believe it that I was the thorn of the rose for my mother because I was a very naughty, vibrant child. And my school days were very happy, very, very, very happy when I started studying. When I went to school, I think now also when I look back, I passed my SSC in 1996. So it's been 25 years since I gave my class 10 exams. And now when I look back and I see my school days, I find it to be very happy. And I passed school in 1996. And after passing school in 1996, वो कहते हैं ना, you assume yourself to be very clever because I was a very clever kid in school. So I assumed myself to be very clever और मैंने science ले लिया. और आगे के 5 साल science ने मेरी ले ली. You know, I put I put it across very clearly that I took science and I chose to take science at a place called DG Ruparel, where I do not know the situation right now, but yeah, I can tell that it used to be considered as one of the very clever colleges of Mumbai. Okay, yes, the college was definitely very clever, but at the same time, I say it with a lot of pride that it was one of the most sexist places that I have ever been in my life, and the sexism ruled the roost. I think in college, most of the guys are very hormonal at that age. And let me tell you, men are always going to be hormonal because you will evolve to be a woman by the time you're 22, 23. And I deal with 70-year-old boys also right now because I work in the media industry. So I even deal with 70-year-old boys. But let's go back and talk about the year 1996 when I joined BG Ruparel with stars in my eyes, because for us, the role model was Khambe Jaisi Khadi Hai, and someone is going to throw flowers at us on the day one that we enter college. I told you, I'm very stupid. And BG Ruparel began. And in the first 15 days, I realized कि अब science मेरी लेने वाला है. And it started because everything would fly over my head. School science was very different, which I used to find very interesting. And college ka I remember what I learned. I learned scalars, I learned vectors because I know what I didn't learn. जो आज तक I don't know where it is used in life, but I learned it all. And I passed my class 11th, and I knew it by the end of class 11th that this is not what I wanted to do, and I had made a mistake. Now, despite being the apple of the eye and everything, the last thing that a parent needs is a child, saying that it is going to be difficult. And I knew that it would be very difficult for everyone to accept that the child who was on a pedestal, till class 10, I was on a pedestal, has suddenly taken a fall from the pedestal to fall on her face. Now, once this began, I gradually realized that this is not my calling of life. And the sexism had started getting on to me. कॉलेज में सबको पसंद आती है वो दुबली पतली सी ऐश्वर्या राय लीजा रे टाइप ऑफ लड़की एंड आई वाज एनीथिंग बट इट if I share my college pictures I look like a dinosaur because I had moppy curly hair and I was very confident, super confident female. And I realized that in the 90s to have a girl who had a voice of her own was very difficult in a place like Ruparel. So I was often labeled as that chick in my first year of junior college. I was often labeled as the chick who had a big mouth, because I knew to say no. And later on, I will tell you how this no has become one of my biggest advantages in life. So then I went to class 12 and I accepted with a lot of grace. I started dating a man who was 16 years elder to me. And yeah, I accepted with a lot of pride because it's my screw ups in life that are making me the person that I am today. And I started dating a man who was 16 years elder to me. And in the first few months, I realized that I'm not doing something right. And the reason why I was doing this was because I wanted to rebel. I was at a place where I didn't want to be. I was amongst people who were anything but supportive. At the same time, there was just that vacuum within me because I was doing things that I didn't like. So the first man who gave me attention, who happened to be a friend's friend, was the man I started dating. And let me tell you, the man was very nice. I will not say anything bad about him, but things didn't work out because the age gap had started showing, and within 5 to 6 months, it ended. But then is what all good men do. He went on bad mouthing me around town. And by the time I reached the end of my class 12, I had developed a reputation of being a man eater. That happened, and I do not know what happened to me. On the day of my Maths 1 paper, I went blank. In my board Maths 1 paper, I went blank, completely blank. And when I left the paper and I came out after 2 hours, I knew I was not going to make it this year. Nevertheless, next day was Maths 2, so my friends started motivating me. You will cover it up in Maths 2, you will do it. Yeah, you have been telling us how to do things for the last 2 years, and kaise. On the day of Maths 2 paper, again, I went blank. Prior to that, I had done very well in physics, chemistry, and biology. I'd done very good in English. My second language in college was Marathi. I'd done very well in that too. But then in my Maths 1 and Maths 2, I went completely blank. And it was in the vacation of the year of 97, 98. Yeah, it was in the year 1998 in the vacation that I realized that I had screwed up majorly on a lot of things in life. And then came the dreaded results. And yes, I had failed. I had failed my class 12 exam. I'd done very well in physics, chemistry, biology, but my maths had failed me. And at the same time, it was just like I wanted to rebel so badly. I wanted to do things so badly that, yeah, I had just given up on myself. And in 1998, on the day of the results, I picked up the result and I realized I had failed. And I called up my dad and I said, I failed. And what he said to me, I think, will remain with me for the rest of my life. So he told me nothing changes, you continue being the same person that you are. Come home, we'll sit and talk. And I went home and I did the Rona, Dhona, everything. And it was that 1 year from 98 to 99 that I realized a lot of things. And the biggest thing I realized is that a failure is a bastard, but a success has many fathers. The day you fail, you're suddenly off the pedestal. Your family continues to love you. But then you suddenly become that bad influence on cousins and so called friends because you failed one exam of your life. And that also, I failed one of the major exams of my life. And after that, I do not know, in October, I refused to give the paper. I said, I'm not prepared. And then I decided to give it out in March 1999. And when I did it in March 1999, I didn't want to do it. So my father promised me that he would give me a trip across Europe, backpack trip across Europe, if I would give my class 12 exams. So then it started, that I decided to study for my class 12 exam. And as I started studying for my class 12 exams, I was very clear that I wouldn't be studying mathematics anymore. I decided to opt for sociology. And of course, I did pass with flying colors. I did do my Europe trip. I did come back. But then again, as I said, आगे 5 साल साइंस लेने ही वाला था, तो 2 साल तो हो चुके थे और आगे के 3 साल बचे हुए थे. I enrolled for BSc because that was the only option I had. Because in those days, there was no BMS, there was no BMM. I think BMS, BMM came around in the 2000. It's come in 2000, I guess, and I was just a year before that. हमारे पास तीन ही चॉइस थे, either हम BSc करें, BCom करें या BA करें. And I do not know what shit was there in my head, but I used to feel that if I do a BA, after 3 years, I'll just have to get married and do nothing else. I don't know why this was there on top of my head. Because whereas arts offers you a huge range, you can study psychology, you can study economics and stuff like that. But I don't think I was that intelligent to do any of it. So I decided to do a BSc. And I took admission in the first year, but by then I had learned a lot from my mistakes. And I was very upright and uptight, and I decided to change my image again. So I had learned to control my tongue a bit, and everything was happening. And when I was in second year of college, I fell in love again. And this time I fell in love with a guy who was 5 years elder to me, and was a serving officer in the Indian Navy. And by then I was already very complex, because by then the sexism, people around, the everyday kind of standards of beauty had made me believe that I was a lesser mortal than him. This man turned out to be the most emotionally abusive thing I would ever know. He always felt that he was doing a favor on me by being in a relationship with me, because I was a plain Jane, and he was a Greek hunk god by himself. And he would have women falling all over him, and he would keep on rubbing it on my face all the time that, you consider yourself very lucky that I am dating you. And all his friends and everyone I knew then had started feeding me the same thing. That yes, you're very lucky that you're dating a man like him. Because I remember when he would come to pick me up, there would be people, girls swooning over that white uniform of his and his good looks and his Ray-Bans. And at the end of it, I realized that I'm not happy again. But yet I had chosen, like a regular 19, 20-year-old, I had chosen to believe that he was the man for me in my life. And I went with the flow with him. And 9 months into the relationship, one fine day he told me, all my friends think I deserve a better girl, so I'm not going to be with you anymore. And that was the second biggest jolt of my life yet again. And when the second jolt of life hit me, it hit me very hard. It hit me very hard because I had given this man the best 9 months of my life. And once again, because of a relationship, I came and stood at ground level zero. I was shattered. After that, I've had multiple relationships in my life, but nothing broke me or made me feel as bad as this one ever did. And I realized that later on over the years, till I finally grew up, agreed to settle down and marry and whatever, in every man, I would look for moments of acceptance. I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be liked. And that was one thing that I started believing in every relationship of mine. And when this relationship ended, I stood on ground zero yet again. And when I stood there on ground zero, I realized that life has to go on. And it was one day, I think around 7, 8 days after breakup. And I stood at the ledge of, in the balcony of Ruparel College. Ruparel has a huge balcony, outside every class. I stood there and one of my seniors came to me and said, Shweta, everything okay, all good? And I don't know what happened at that moment. I broke down. And I told him, I said, this is what has happened and this is what it is. And I'm really grateful to that senior of mine. Whenever I think of him, I always think of him with a smile because over the years, he still remains one of my closest, bestest buddies. Chow told me, Manoj Chawla is his name, Chow told me, कि you are only 19, एक relationship खराब हुआ है, तुम्हारी जिंदगी थोड़ी बर्बाद हुई है. What makes you think that a man is the be all end all of your existence? Are you stupid? I used to think you're clever. It was at that moment that I realized that I was actually not clever. So then he went and registered me with the college counselor. And then I was called for session. And it took me a good about 4 to 6 months of regular therapy and sessions. And I couldn't even tell it at home. I'm talking about parenting in the 90s and and in the 2000s, that this kind of things weren't very accepted by families. And I went there and I did my therapies, and bang, in third year, I was back again with the big bang that I was. And then there was no looking back. Then there was absolutely no looking back. And after I finished my third year, I enrolled in a hotel management program of 2 years. I did very, very well out there when I enrolled for the hotel management program. I did very well, and IHM Mumbai was one of the most liberalizing things to have happened to me because it's a space that actually liberalizes you. And I realized that mutual respect was very common out there. There was a lot of trust. There was no sexism. We were all treated as equals. And at the same time, IHM Mumbai molded me into being the person that I am today. After I finished my course, I did my training with the Taj Group of Hotels. And again, at the Taj Group, I really thank them for it. They were one of the best employees one can look for. I say Tata's rock when it comes to equality and policies and things like that. And we had a very good time when we were there at Taj. And then from Taj, I decided to enroll for my MBA. I did my master's. And then again, I worked at Taj for some time. And then I moved to Rizvi Institute of Hotel Management. If you ask me whether I've faced sexism at work, I would say yes, I have. Have there been moments when people have wanted to run me down? Yes, there have been a plenty. I was working at Kohinoor and I had a boss who was a woman. And I had a colleague who took major pleasures in making passes at me. And one day I told her that, this is what happens, and I think I should report it to you, that it makes me very uncomfortable. And that lady turned around and told me that men are going to be men and I have to learn to adjust and live with it. And it was on that day that I resigned from there and I had moved to Rizvi. I started my career with Kohinoor and then I resigned from there and I moved to Rizvi. And at Rizvi, once again, it was reassessed that yes, you are an individual by yourself and you will be treated with a lot of love, respect, and affection. Over a period of time, I then met my now husband and then boyfriend, who was a serving captain in the Indian Army. And we started dating. And I really, I'm very lucky to have him in my life because he has been one of the biggest supporting pillars of my life, letting me do what I want to do. And as I speak of this, of being your hero, let me tell you, the journey hasn't been easy. The journey hasn't been easy. It has been full of downs. It has been a lot of downs and plenty of ups. So when I see the balance, the downs have been as equal as my ups. But at the same time, let me tell you, these were a few things that pushed me along the way to be my own hero. One, I realized this at the age of 20 that love yourself the most. No one is going to love you as much as you're going to love yourself. You know yourself, you know your problems, you know your priorities, you know what you want, you know what you don't want. Love yourself, self respect. If there is anything that makes you question your self respect, leave it right there. It could be a relationship, it could be a person, it could be just about anything. Don't ever compromise on your self respect, whether it's your marriage. If you're offended by something, learn to say no. My biggest problem was that it took me quite some time to say no's very affirmatively. And let me tell you, the common Indian psyche is that लड़की ना कह रही है तो इसका मतलब हाँ ही होता है. Just cut that crap and it's time to say tata and move on to a better place instead of sticking around with men like these. So, as I say, self love, self respect, plenty of self assessment. Ask yourself if you are comfortable doing certain things. I was never comfortable being in a homely atmosphere or a homely set of people. I was always interested in being with people who used their minds and had ideas, ideating, and were future perspective looking. So form your own circle of love. Always have your circle of love. And this is what I would like to tell. I think the average age of this group that I'm talking to is around 18 to 20. Am I right or am I wrong? Average age is 18 to 20, right? Form your own circle of love. It is very, very, very important to have your circle of love. People you trust, people you can fall back upon. Because this circle of love is what is going to understand you in a lot of things when no one is going to be looking out for you. I've had my circle of love. I've been the part of many people's circle of love. At the same time, be assertive. Learn to say no. Your no has to be very strong. If you're feeling violated in the bus, if you're feeling violated in the train, if you're feeling violated by your own friends mentally and emotionally, say no. Your no, the two words are the most strong, effective words you would ever know in your life. I've worked as a child rights activist in the northeast of the country. I've seen a lot of pain. I've seen what one human can inflict on another, the pain one human can inflict on another, especially when it comes to children. So that time when, we used to deal with cases and things like that, and the local police would come in and try telling us that now the father says he will not repeat this kind of a thing, I would say no. It is not going to happen. Once the children are handed over out, it is done. You cannot get away doing things like this. So your no is a very, very important thing to your being. So as I say, your no, your self-respect, trust yourself, listen to your sixth sense. Fifth is just be yourself, identify with your emotions. It is not necessary that you shouldn't cry. Arey, kyun ro rahi ho? Learn to bottle inside. No, if you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like laughing, laugh. If you feel like not doing some certain thing, don't do it. Because in us, somebody who identifies their emotions and says no is often labeled as selfish. Why are you worried about being called selfish? What are they going to feed you when you suffer from depression and mental health issues? What you have to do is you have to learn to be assertive. You have to learn to be strong. My career, after I gave birth in 2010, my career came to a halt for 4 years. And in those 4 years, we were living in Meerut, one of the interior towns of India. And I would go with my CV to places, and my CV is quite heavy, even in those days it was very heavy. And I used to only be refused because I was a mother. I've had people tell me, you have a young child, and we cannot hire you because कल को बच्चे बीमार पड़ते हैं तो तुम लोग छुट्टी लेते हो, this kind of a thing. So in one of these top institutes in Meerut, when the director told me, you are very good but we can't hire you because कल को बच्चे बीमार पड़ते हैं तो तुम लोग छुट्टी लेते हो. मैंने बच्चे औरत अकेले पैदा करती है सर, ऐसे बाप भी तो होता है ना साथ में पैदा करने वाला, तो वो नहीं छुट्टी मांगता कि आप लोग देते नहीं हो, कि जिम्मेवारी बच्चे को देखने की सिर्फ लेडीज की है और पप्पा आके काम करेंगे. And he was taken aback. I said, sir, this kind of attitude doesn't work anymore. I said, you are rejecting me because I am a mother, so you better give it to me in writing. And they wouldn't do that. After 5-7 days, they called me up and said, no, we are very keen to hire you. We had an IQC meeting and we are very keen to hire you. I said, let me tell you, my answer is a no, because I do not want to work in an environment that is so sexist and so negative about women who are young mothers. So, there are lots of things, when people talk about the glass ceilings and stuff like that, you are going to face it at every walk of life. Remember, nothing is permanent. You will never have permanent friends. You will never have permanent enemies. But the only thing that you will have permanent is your circle of love. So form your circle of love very, very carefully, with a lot of care, with a lot of passion. At the same time, as I tell you this, develop yourself, learn a skill, have a skill backhand, have a hobby. How many of you here have hobbies? I would like to ask, hobbies that are very creative and are very relaxing for you. Like my hobby is, I put the earpods and I sing, because that's the only thing. Rest of them get very irritated with my singing, because you can make out I have a very hoarse voice. But nevertheless, सुर में हूँ या बेसुर हूँ, I sing very loudly. लोगों को पता चलना चाहिए that I'm doing something that is very interesting for my own being. Develop a passion, have a fallback plan. And yes, one thing I will tell all of you, study. Your education is the only thing that is going to set you apart. Your education is the only damn thing that is going to set you apart. Have bad relationships. Seriously. Nothing is going to teach you as much as a bad relationship is going to teach you, but stay strong. Don't expect everyone to understand you. You are only going to understand yourself. And as I say, look inwards. Ask yourself whether you are comfortable doing a certain thing or not. If you're not comfortable doing it, again, I told you there are two-letter magic word. It's a no. If you're not happy in a relationship with your boyfriends or whoever, say no. The peer pressure works, that तुमने उसको छोड़ा जिसकी वजह से वो अभी रो रहा है, and now you go back to him and this and that. Cut it off, यार. 15 दिन बाद he's not even going to remember your face. So do not fall into the traps of emotional dramas. Don't let yourself be emotionally attached by someone, and don't be an emotional attachar on someone. Have self-respect. If a man is telling you he's not interested in you, believe me, I've had self-respect to the extent that the day the guy said no, I never turned back and looked at him. And see, how karma works. I'll tell you this. I was a plain Jane when I was in college, and just before this COVID crisis began in 2019, I walk into this Varuna Naval Officers Club here in Delhi. I was to give a lecture on women empowerment and women's roles in society. And comes a man, he just walks out, and I'm like, isko kahin dekha hai. This is the first thing that comes to my mind. And when I saw him, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, isko kahin dekha. And then it struck me, it's my ex. Because that man had become bald, he had grown a pot belly, and here I was at 38. I was wearing a good slinky hot sari. I was wearing my perfect makeup, and I had people walking up to talk to me, and this man comes and he stares at me, and I look through him, At that minute, I felt like karma works, ki after a certain period of time, karma does come back to grab your ass. And after I got out of that session, I started calling up people. पता है आज क्या हुआ, आज ये हुआ, आज ये हुआ. And my friend said, "Did you say anything?" I said, "Do you think I have the, I'm that classless that I would say something like that to someone?" I said, "No, karma has bitten his butt very badly, and I'm very happy being where I am." So believe in yourself, damn it. You're young. Don't let a man tell you your worth. Don't let him tell you how good you are or how bad you are. And another thing that these men have is they will tell you that Meri family, first they will fall in love. They will ensure you fall in love, and then they'll say, Meri family ko ye sab chalta nahi. Do they do it still, or have they changed or evolved over the years? They still do it. They first fall in love and they make you fall in love. They chase you, and then they say, Meri family ko chalta nahi. So turn around and ask this kind of a man कि अब नहीं चलता तो तब क्या 3 महीने पहले तुमको आजादी दी थी ये चलाने के लिए? How dare you do this to me? Ask questions, make them uncomfortable, pierce their souls, talk your heart out, and remember you are your own hero. In this entire crisis of life that I've been through, not even for a moment did I feel that I should commit suicide and give it up or anything like that. Because as one of my friends told me, कल को तुम मरोगी वो तो फिर भी पार्टी करेगा, इससे अच्छा तुम पार्टी करो और उसको मरने दो. So believe in yourself, be your own hero, motivate yourself, give yourself a pep talk every time you're down. Begin your day with a statement, and I'm telling this to each and every one of you. When you get up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, "Good morning, Queen." And tell yourself that every day, in every way, I am only getting better and better. Say this to yourself 21 times, looking in the mirror with a big smile on your face. घर वाले बोलेंगे, "You've gone cuckoo," but do it. Get up in the morning, say to yourself, "Good morning, Queen." Stand by the bed and stand by the mirror and say, "Every day and in every way, I am getting better and better." Change your quote. Maybe someday you have an exam. Get up in the morning, look in the mirror and say, "I'm going to crack this like no one else. I'm going to crack this exam like no one else. I'm going to crack this exam like no one else." Believe in yourself, because no one is going to believe into you if you are not going to believe into yourself. So give yourself a pep talk, keep yourself motivated, stay happy, find the reasons for your own happiness. Never leave the key of your happiness in the hands of other people, especially men who are your age. They are boys. Don't even bother doing it. And remember another thing, this is a two-way street. Don't even take the key of his happiness into your hands. You're not responsible for his happiness. He has to be happy by himself. He has a problem at home and he's going to come out and vent out his gussa on you. It is rubbish. This is emotionally destructive. Even you don't do it with anyone. Think that you're a young life. There is an entire life waiting in front of you. Let your studies and your careers be your first priority. Your parents have invested a lot in each and every one of you. And I realize it today that my parents have invested in me. And I really didn't turn out to be that worth it in those days of mine, because I was young and I was stupid. So you start with investing in yourself. Give your studies and your education the first priority. Yes, relationships will happen. I do not say that relationships never happen. This is the age you're going to have relationships. If you feel you're doing it, do it with a conscience. Don't do anything that you would want to regret. I don't regret anything that I've done, whether it's been dating older men or whatever. But believe in yourself, because unless and until you're not going to do that, no one is going to believe into you. So that's it. If any one of you have any questions to ask me or anything to tell, you can feel free. You can ask me anything and I would be very open to answer it for you. Any questions from anyone?
Girls, please feel free to ask any questions to ma'am.
I scandalize people so much that no one wants to ask me anything. I'm a very good person otherwise. Huh? Do you have any questions to ask me? Anyone wants to ask me any questions? I'm a very good person, you know, I answer all the questions that
I
you
don't
want to
know
ask.
whether they're girls, but I have many questions for you, Shweta, for
Ask.
sure. Since, like, what do you think about education, the role of education in your life?
I said that they have to be very serious in their studies and form their careers. You need to have a backup plan, yeah. Tomorrow, what if your relationships and your marriages don't work out and you will be fighting in court only asking for alimony and this? Why don't you want to be independent, yeah, and have a spine of your own? Your education is very important to all of you. And I think I told them about it that educate yourself, don't make the mistakes I made.
Like educate, there's this like formal education, and also what we call as skill education. Why is it important? Like you develop your own skills, whether whatever
You
it
have
is.
to develop your own skills. I think nowadays the hobbies that people have, you know, I have this girl who does mandala art. A mandala art sells for around 85,000 rupees, you know, because she does these huge mandala art. She herself is a trained language, linguistic, she's a linguistic person. She basically translates Japanese into English. But the kind of mandala art she does, her paintings are a rage. So yes, you have to develop your skills somewhere. My skill is talking. Okay, I've developed it to such a great extent. You can develop it into something else. Do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Develop your skills. What skills you have, it is for you to identify and do it. You know what you do best. So do it is for that.
This entire emotional quotient, and being mentally satisfied has always been one of your fortes. If
Yeah.
you are, like, I remember many a times we used to quote there, if you are not convinced or if you are not confident about anything, convincing somebody else or being confident with somebody else is very difficult. And this is what you've been practicing for years. And I think that
Yes.
is one of your fundamentals of living. Sir,
Oh, yes.
really request if you just comment. I really like that कि आप सुबह उठो मिरर में अपने आप से बात करो, बट सिर्फ बात करने से नहीं होगा. You have to put efforts for it ना. It is just not going to happen कि उठ के बस बोल दिया और मेहनत नहीं किया.
You
Yeah.
know, when you start talking these things in the mirror, you know, Vidya, this has been one of the biggest things that I think I learned. When you start talking to yourself in the mirror, after a period of, 20, they always say 21 days, okay? After a period of 21 days, your psyche starts working in that direction. It has happened to many people. Their psyche starts working in that direction. Their psyche starts working in that direction to the extent that it starts molding you from within. That yes, you're getting better. Yes, whatever I'm doing, I'm getting better because these things are called affirmations. Okay. And these affirmations is what is you are receiving from the universe and you're giving it into yourself. So, as you have to receive, you have to be open. And how are you going to be open? By affirming yourself. If some of you are shy, I would tell you this, if some of you are shy, tell yourself that I'm open to receiving love, affection, and respect from everyone. Say this to yourself 21 times in the morning. Every time you're standing in the middle of something that is questioning you, tell yourself, calm down. I'm open to receiving a lot of love, blessings, and affection. It helps. It actually helps. How I wish I knew this when I was 20. Yeah? I wouldn't have done a lot of things that I did.
Actually, many of them, क्योंकि हमारे पास ठीक घर नहीं है, हमारे मम्मी पापा कमाई का जरिया नहीं है, and
Yeah.
I have very limited resources, and
Mm-hmm.
somewhere or the other we've also come down from that family background when we know that our resources have been
Yeah.
limited, but
Oh, yes.
उसका हम optimum utilization क्यों नहीं कर सकते? That is what these girls need to understand कि there is a situation, we need to deal with
Okay.
it. If
All right.
you could comment on this, or how
Of
will
course.
you make them uh, think about it?
I'll tell you. You know, see, at the age of 16, 17, when you just start going to college, You do not understand resources. You do not understand optimization of resources because most parents hide them from their children. That also happens. Yes. At the same time, I think it is only when you go to a unhomogeneous, see, generally you're always in a school that is homogeneous. You always study in a school and an environment and a setup that is homogeneous. The school where you studied Vidya, everyone came from the same kind of a
Other, yes,
economical and social background, right?
right. It is.
It is in college that it becomes completely different. I remember we had industrialist children also studying with us when we were in college, right? So this sense comes to you when you go to class 11. School में क्या पहन के जाते हो? एक uniform. It's in college that you start seeing that someone is wearing a branded Biba kurta, whereas yours is stitched by the local tailor. This sense of difference is only going to come to you when you go to college. And for these girls to realize that optimization of resources and the value of education, then the thing is always remember your parents are working hard, whether you come from a very good family or you come from a mediocre family or whatever your background are. Your parents are putting their trust in you. And yes, unfortunately, in this country, you are the carrier of your parents' unfulfilled dreams. It happens to many of us that we are the carriers of our parents' unfulfilled dreams. But remember one thing, they know their dreams went unfulfilled because of many reasons, and they do not want you to suffer with the same economic harshness that they've suffered all their lives. I've had people tell me that mere paas ye nahi tha, and today I know my children have it, and I'm very happy that they have it. They do not have to go through what I went. So, this kind of economic understanding has to be within you, whether you're well off or you're not well off or whatever. Remember, your parents are putting in a certain amount of money to send you to college, which they could have used for something better. See, they're paying, I do not know how much your fees are, but suppose they're paying per year around 70,000-80,000 rupees for you. 70,000-80,000 रुपयों में घर के कितनी सारी चीजें पूरी हो जाती है. And I'm not telling this to you because you all are girls. I'm talking of this because this is equal for everyone. I even say this to the boys. It's your parents' hard-earned money that they're putting in for your education. They need not do it. They can very well tell you work in the morning and go to the evening in college. They can do that. But since they are not doing it and they are investing their money in you, and let me tell you, money is not an easy commodity. Since they're investing their money in you, go ahead and do it. Work hard on yourself. These are the best years of your life. You've got a chance to study, and I think I'm speaking to girls. If you go in the interiors of India, girls get married by the age of 17, 18, and in 19, there is one baby on the way. At 21, there is one in the arm and one in the tummy. So consider yourself lucky if you've been given a chance to prove yourself to the world. So make the best out of it. So that's what I'll say, that work hard on yourself and remember that whether you're well off or not, your parents have invested in you.
Right. We do have your a set of girls who are going to work, and we both have been working during our college days too. And
Yes.
what of a difference here? I mean, we enjoyed work, but then a year we get these answers is कि मैम मैं जॉब जा रही हूँ इसके लिए मैं लेक्चर नहीं बैठूँ मैं नहीं ये करूंगी या आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू इट आई हैव टू वर्क एंड आई completely understand that working will give you a lot of experience and we have got it from there, but can I give my studies a byline over there?
No, you should not. I remember, Vidya, when you and I were working, I remember I used to begin college at 8 in the morning, be there till 2:30. We were together, right? 2:30. And then both of us would sit and talk. And you would leave for your work because yours was close by and mine was also close by. And at 3, we would be out and we would be working till 9, 10 in the night. Right? So you have
Yeah.
to prioritize your work and take your shifts accordingly and work in an environment where you are understood. If you have the kind of a boss that tells you पढ़ के लिख के कुछ नहीं होता यहाँ आके काम करो, the man or the woman is lying through his teeth. Yeah, it's only your education that is going to separate you. Like today, Vidya, when I look at my work CV, I began work in 99. So today it is 2021. So it's been like a good about 22 years of work ex for me. Yeah. even for you, right? So
Yes,
your
yes.
job is important to you. Your work is important because your work will teach you a lot of things. It is going to teach you about sexism. It is going to teach you about local idiots. It is going to teach you how to tackle people, how to, talk about. Vidya, do you remember your days at Nestle?
Yeah, that's what that, the reason why
No.
we talking about this is certainly understand you have to choose your own bylines, prioritize your work. Very rightly said, as Shweta commented, we need to put priorities into perspective. It just cannot be ki ye hai to aaj ye karu, because every time I tell them that right now you're earning 10,000, throughout your life you'll be earning 10,000 if you do not study, if you do not put yourself in the right place and take the right skill set to the industry, not to work. बहुत ही दिक्कत थी।
Uh,
और अभी तो जॉब मार्केट्स बहुत ही डिफरेंट है। अ, पहला challenges, there were a lot of opportunities, so more we get globalized, it's going to be more difficult for us, क्योंकि
10,000 mein, it is only your pocket money right now. Tomorrow your houses are not going to run in 10,000 rupees. Atta, dal, chawal itself is very expensive. Let me tell you that. And so is ghar ka kiraya. And apart from that, your traveling expense. What are you going to cover in 10,000? Right now, you have mummy and papa support that you do not have to pay for what you're eating. Whatever you're earning is your saving and is like your extra little pocket money कि कभी बाहर गए तो मैंने थोड़ा सा ना वो स्प्रिंग रो मतलब स्प्रिंग डोसा खा लिया instead of eating a plain dosa. That is what you're earning right now. Vidya, do you remember your days in Nestle? Because of you, we would get lots of free soups and free Maggie packets. Thanks to you, I learned to eat Maggie. You remember that?
yeah, I do. So yes, we started off early in our careers, and we do have our own regrets. शायद हम थोड़ा कुछ अलग से कर लेते, ये कर लेते, not in terms of regrets, but things would have been a little finer,
I
not better.
only wish, Vidya, we were a little more smarter when it came to tackling a lot of things.
Yes, I
We were,
I
we were, we were stupid, As I said, when she said initially, your wisdom, I said, you cannot put wisdom on my shoulders,
I
why? Because
I
everything
just
is
had
true.
a hearty laugh when you said that.
Because yeah,
So
I speak the truth, I speak the truth simply because, because this is what the truth is. Because if you're not going to be young and stupid, see, Vidya, let's be very clear on this. Had I not dated the wrong men, had I not made the wrong decision, had I not, screwed up at work, had I not stood up for myself, at that moment when I stood up, I know I was the only one who was standing up. It would have been very difficult, I would have lived a very mediocre life. But I'm so happy, for everything that I did, for all the falls that I took. My falls
and
will be more another story. Yeah, what?
I believe right now you are associated to an orphanage, right?
Yeah, I was working with
Somewhere
them.
in the north. Yeah. Could you just share a little glimpse of it? How is the way of gratitude? How is life over there? And how
Uh,
people are?
I'll
I'll
tell
tell
you.
you श्वेता, क्या पता है, अभी जो हमारे बच्चे हैं ना, उनको काफी सारी चीजें ऐसी एवी ही मिल गई है, तो उनको
So,
दे डोंट फील कि अगर ये नहीं होता तो क्या होता। So
uh,
it's there.
okay, if you want me to speak about the orphanages, let me tell you. All of you sitting here, consider yourself lucky that you'll have a family. And begin with that. Consider yourself very, very lucky that you have a family. And I began my career in the whole hospitality, and then I moved to the northeast of the country. And my trigger point was that I was already teaching in an orphanage in Gujarat, where I had a lot of good experiences. And it was in the northeast of the country that one day we had a party in a hotel, and it was a gala dance party going on. And with my glass of Coke, I came and stood near the window. Vidya, I still am a Coke addict, huh, by the way. So I came and stood by the window, and I saw कि नीचे कचरे से ना बच्चे खाना निकाल रहे हैं. And at that minute, I looked inside. I was seeing people going with heaps of food on the plate, and I was like, look at the disparity. I'm standing right in between, and यहाँ पे ये हो रहा है, यहाँ पे ये हो रहा है, and I felt very bad. So in that party was one of the top pediatricians of the city, and he's a very good friend of mine. So I walked up to him and I said, listen, yeah, Longa, I want to do something, and give me a genuine orphanage or a genuine place where children are really looked after. Don't take me to any leech, who will only take money from me and not do anything for the children. I would be very interested to be associated with causes like this. And he said, let's go tomorrow. Do you have time tomorrow morning at say 7 o'clock? I said, yeah, I'll come. And this we were talking at 2:30 in the night. Okay, 2:30 रात में we were having this conversation. And next morning at 7, I went with him, and I went to this place called Eliezer Home of Hope in Dimapur, which is run by this husband-wife couple, and they have, they had 9 children with them. These children now, when I speak, I do not know how many of you belong to the northeast of the country, but let me tell you, Northeast is one of the most beautiful places to live in. Very safe, very loving, and full of kind-hearted people. And here the thing is that unfortunately, because of the political scenario there, things, the general image of the Northeast is very different in the hinterland or mainland of the country. And I went to this home and I realized that here were children that were like, there were cases where the mother died, the father wanted to remarry, the new wife didn't want the kids, so they were sent over here. Then there was a case where the father and mother both got married, had 2 children, but then the mother ran away with someone to Burma, and the father didn't want to look after these children because they would remind him of the wife, and they were also given away. So like that, 9 children were there, okay, who were in foster care. All right, and the foster home makes it this, that these children will live with them till they are 18, and if they want to study further and whatever, the home will support them. And I began working with them. All right. And when I started working with them, it was hilarious because I could speak English and Hindi. The kids could only speak Nagamese, and we would have such fun communicating. And at the end of the year, let me tell you this. I only learned 3-4 words in Nagamese. That was Guncha, Deiba, Naba, Kursi ko Malik. This kind of words I learned. But the children had learned Hindi and English for me. They were speaking fluent Hindi and English with me, and I, like a duh, could only converse with them in signs. And those initial 2 months, when I would want water and I would do this, they would bring tea or something like that, and these kind of funny things did happen initially. But this one incident that actually made me realize that children are very different is one day I took this, whenever I would go to work, I would take something to eat for the children. So I had bought this big packets of biscuits and I took it along. And I gave it to the caretaker and I said, give it to the children. And that time we were working on our annual fundraiser. So there was a lot of paperwork, government work going on. So I was sitting and working on that. And the caretaker gave me my cup of chai and she asked me, will you take biscuit? I said, no, I don't want. And we had a very naughty boy with us. This naughty boy was, he came from a very distorted family. His parents died, and the uncle would take extra pleasure in putting them in gunny bags and beating them till they were rescued and brought to us. So they were 4 siblings, 2 girls and 2 boys. There are 4 of them are siblings. And this boy is considered to be the most naughty. So he would be the one who would get the maximum moral lectures from all of us, and to behave and be good and whatever, and a very sweet kid. And when they distributed biscuits to the children, they gave 2 biscuits to each child. And I was sitting having my cup of tea. He comes, looks at me and says, Auntie, and before I could say anything, amongst his 2 biscuits, one was half eaten. He gave one in my hand and he went out. And at that moment, Vidya knows me very well. I'm not a very emotional person generally. And at that moment, I realized that privileges are something that we take so easily, and so do our children. Here, the boy, despite getting 2 biscuits, here you will see my kids will fight over that box of Domino's pizza, like, कभी जिंदगी में देखा नहीं, आज पहली बार घर में आया है, आज खाने को मिला तो खा लो, कल से मिलेगा नहीं वाला attitude, my kids have. And here was this boy who had only got 2 simple, rusk biscuits, but had it in him to give his one and go away because he was living in an environment that talked about sharing and caring. And when Auzin, the lady who runs the home, came back, I said, Auzin, let me tell you, you're doing an amazing job. because I said, this is what happened today. Sharing and caring is what was taught to the children so effortlessly, and the boy could do it so easily, unlike what I have never seen in my own children. So yeah, this has been one of the many experiences that has been there, to share, care, and be there for each other. You know, those little 9 kids are the circle of love of each other. Whenever they are in trouble, they go and tell each other. They go and tell each other, they fall back on each other. So yes, the circle of love is very important. So yeah.
So true.
Anything
So
else, Vidya?
true. Yeah, Deepika, I think we're good to go. I don't think there are any further questions. Like always, sab samjha, sab sar ke upar gaya, Shweta ma'am.
सर के ऊपर गया कि अंदर गया यार? I was supposed to put it inside, and I think I'm telling the girls, I'm very open, you know. I will not hide anything. I will not sugarcoat anything and tell you, you know. I remember I had told in the initial days when I had started dating my husband, I'm no Sati Savitri. Please be very open about it, that I'm not going to say things that you like to listen to. I think Vidya has been a witness to it.
Yes,
Right,
and
Vidya?
she's one of the few who says a spade is a spade, whoever is holding it. She cares a damn. Even if it hurts her, she's very straight to
Oh, yeah.
say spade. So,
कुछ ज्यादा ही, इतना भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Yeah. Yes, Deepika ma'am, tell me.
yes, Deepika.
I hope the
Yes,
girls
Shweta.
enjoyed it. I hope
I'm
the girls
sure they
enjoyed it.
enjoyed it. And they
Yes,
might
ma'am,
be
definitely.
feeling, yeah, really, they are not that open to ask questions. See, so they are replying yes in the chat box.
Have
I'm
you
sure they
enjoyed
must have
it?
enjoyed it really. Yes, yes,
Oh, thanks a
definitely.
lot, ma'am. Oh, I'm so happy, you know, that to know that, yeah. I think they're writing the roll numbers because you're taking
Yes.
attendance, yeah?
No,
I
no,
can
no,
make
we are
it out.
not taking.
Yeah, so, I will not say anything about attendance right now. I will end up giving them a few tips, you know, so it's okay. I'd rather keep quiet. Anyways, thank you so much, young ladies. Thank you so much, Vidya, for giving me this chance to come and interact with young girls
The
and
pleasure is
allowing me
always
to speak
mine. Yeah.
so openly about relationships, failures, battles, you know, that are there within you all the time at this age, and be open about it. Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed of. If I can be this at 40, you can definitely be better.
And be open to people who understand and could receive it, in a proper
Circle of
sense.
love.
Yeah,
Circle of love.
that circle of love is something which you need to follow every time in everything that you do, whether it is you want to practice love or you want to practice, whatever.
And now that I'm sitting here, before I sign off and I chew your brains some more, let me tell you, Vidya, you were a huge part of my circle of love, you know, if you remember that.
I'm always privileged. I mean, we've always been for each other. I mean, we're practically talking to each other after 10 years, maybe. Like,
Yeah, probably 10 years where
that,
beach may we message each other. But I remember in college, you were a major part of my circle of love. And I remember coming and telling the darnest things to you about what I'd done and how I've effed up or how I screwed up. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you everybody. Lots of love to you, young ladies. Keep growing, loving yourself. Be practical, be stupid, be young, and own up to your mistakes. Don't cover them up by saying
yes,
that I never did it.
it's very important that you own your mistakes, and don't blame somebody else for iske wajah se ye hua. Just take it. Yes, maybe
I
I
will,
mean,
I will,
this might be
I
something.
will sign off speaking in the typical lingo that I would speak in college. And I think, no, I won't say anything of that sort, but I will say something. तुम अपनी जिंदगी में कुछ भी करो, own up to it. तुमने क्या किया है 5 साल के बाद किसी को घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला कि तुमने क्या किया है.
That's so signature, Shweta. Okay,
This
bye.
is not signature. It can be more. Chal, bye. See ya. Yeah. How do I sign off from this? Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you
Ma'am,
sign
one
off from
second
this?
before
Deepika
you
will
go,
help you do
ma'am,
that.
before you leave, Richa will end the session for you. Yes,
Okay,
Richa,
okay.
please.
Please, please,
Yes,
please.
Richa.
So, this was an amazing session. So, being your own hero means showing yourself real love by developing your own values and staying true to any commitments you have made to yourself. Do what you are going to do and feel proud of yourself, confident in your character. In the end, heroes are all about intention, consistency, and compassion. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Richa. Keep growing, keep prospering. A lot of love, warmth, and light to all of you. Be the people that you are. Continue being amazing. Be a light unto yourself. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
bye.
you so much,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Bye bye.
Aarti,
Thank
please
you,
end
ma'am.
the session.